Okay, so the Fantastic Beasts spoilers review, spoiler alert. Like, if you haven't seen Fantastic Beasts, I'm going to talk about a couple of the imperative plot points that are needed to watch this movie to be surprised. Spoiler warning, like, go watch my regular review if you haven't seen the movie, but this one's got all the spoilery stuff and all the tasty goodness in it as well. Okay, so Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them standing in the Harry Potter movies, I would say I'd have to watch the Harry Potter movies again to make sure where it stands. I'm not really sure. I think my favourite's still definitely Hallows Part 2. Out of the 9, it might be in my top 4, top 5, because all the Harry Potter movies are reasonably well done. Anyway, I'd like to talk about Credence from Ezra Miller as Credence. I thought he was, the way they talked about Obscuruses and then they made Credence and Obscurus, I feel like that part of the movie, everything to do with Obscuruses could have been taken out of the movie. I really do think you could have made Fantastic Beasts a one-shot movie where it could have been an hour and 40 minutes and then it would have been done, but of course we've got to keep going. So the Obscurus thing, it was okay. I wasn't sure, they didn't explain it. They're just Obscurus is so powerful that he's lived on for more than 10 years. And I'd like to say it kind of felt tacked on as well for just the pacing alone. And of course when Credence is being lectured and trying to be mentored, he's being mentored by Colin Farrell as Percival Graves, but of course when you get to the end of the movie you find out it's not actually Percival Graves, that's Grindelwald. And I felt the whole Grindelwald thing, when they first introduced him in the movie, the first few frames of the movie where it's just in the back of his head, I felt alright, now you're gonna have to reveal him at some point later in the movie. I wasn't expecting him to be Percival Graves, but towards the end to be yeah, it makes sense that he was Percival Graves. That Grindelwald as well, I like that they introduced that element, but it felt tacked on still. But it raises an interesting question about what happened to Percival Graves. Was there actually Percival Graves, or did this wizard rock up to the Ministry and he was just hey, I'm an Auror now, and then everyone was just yeah, sure, he's a top Auror now. Or was actually Percival Graves, and Grindelwald went and killed him or something and then started using Polyjuice Potion. Those two twists, Percival Graves being Grindelwald and Credence being Obscurus, I felt those two twists, I didn't necessarily see them coming from a distance, but I did start to recognize them. They weren't it wasn't an on-the-spot twist, but it was 2 minutes beforehand you could tell what was going to happen. Another thing that I'm really interested in was the gangster bar that they had, where they were talking to the Narlac, and I'm really curious as to whether they will go into the underground of the Wizarding World in the later Fantastic Beasts, which I think would be really interesting, but they probably won't go near it. I'm pretty sure for the next 2 Fantastic Beasts movie, if they do well, they're going to be taking place in Europe, and then they're going to be we got to go back to America to do this, so they go back and they see Jacob. Jacob was a cool character. I didn't really want him to lose his memory or anything, but it looks like that he's going to get his memory back. Anyway, just those elements to the movie, I think they are going to be talked on a lot more in the sequels, especially since we're going to Dumbledore is going to be probably in the future ones, and we're probably going to see some Dumbledore on Grindelwald action. I mean the one fighting, I mean they're dueling. It still really sounds bad, but it sounds even worse when you realize Dumbledore's gay, but still my point remains, they're going to duel at some point. And yeah, I'm just gonna stop right there. Tell me what you thought of this. Have you seen Fantastic Beasts? Tell me what you thought of the specific plot points. Anyway, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to come on to the Platypus, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good job. How about you click that subscribe button for more content? Or click one of these 2 videos. Either one's good enough.